Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got the final game of this three-game series. Can the A's win this game and take at least one game, or will the Tigers get the brooms out and sweep these Philadelphia A's? Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Philadelphia A's. Leading off playing shortstop is Chick Galloway. Batting second and playing third is Home Run Baker. Batting third playing first base is Jimmy Fox. Batting fourth playing center field Al Simmons. Batting fifth playing right field Bing Miller. Batting sixth playing left field Bob Serve. Batting seventh and doing the catching Frankie Haynes. Batting eighth and playing second base Max Bishop. And batting ninth on the pitching is Jack Combs. And for the hometown Detroit Tigers, leading off playing left field is Ty Cobb. Batting second and playing center field is Bobby Veck. Batting third playing right field Al Kaline. Batting fourth playing first base Hank Greenberg. Batting fifth playing second base Charlie Gehringer. Batting sixth playing third base Ray Boone. Batting seventh playing shortstop Harvey Kuhn. Batting eighth going to catching is Johnny Blasser. And on the mound doing the pitching and batting ninth is Hal Newhouser. Get down here to the field and get this on. And Chick Galloway is going to lead it off here for the A's. Batting 400 with no homers and no RBIs. Going up against Hal Newhouser, making his fourth start of the year. He's 2-0 with a 1.08 ERA. And that's going to be a, excuse me, it's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that'll be out number one. And Mr. Baker's up now. And Baker is batting 275, no homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, a 39, 51 and a 39. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Let's see if Boone can make the play here. 53 and a 4. And that's going to be fielding column 3. And that's going to be first and second on a wild throw. So a wild throw by Boone. That's a 2-base error. I gave that to the wrong person. I was supposed to be on Boone. Give me a second here. Wrong person. That was supposed to be an E5, not an E4. Alrighty, now Baker down at second with one out, and Mr. Double X Jimmy Fox is at the plate, and Fox is batting 269. He's got 4 homers and 11 RBI, and that ball is high. How far is this one going to travel? Back he goes. As Jimmy Fox unleashes one, folks, and that is out of here, I believe. Let's get the right chart here. 19, I need to be off the wall here. That'll make him a 20. And that ball is off the wall. Didn't quite get all of it, but that's going to be a double in the left field for Jimmy Fox. And that's going to put the A's up 1-0. Jimmy Fox with an RBI double, just missed his 5th home run of the year. believe that would have been number 5 for Mr. Fox. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that would have been home run number 5. Instead, it's double number 10 and RBI number 12. And now you got Al Simmons up. And Simmons is batting .352. He's got 3 homers of his own and 16 RBIs. Excuse me, and that ball's blasted. How far is this one going to go, folks? And this ball again just misses a homer. Unbelievable. NEWHOUSER is living dangerously, but that ball's off the wall out there in center field. That's going to score 1. That should have been back-to-back homers, folks, but instead it's 3. Well, it's 2 doubles. He reached second on a throwing error. Now Bing Miller's up, and Miller's batting .220. He's got 2 homers and 4 RBIs on the year. Can he keep this double parade up? And that's going to be it's the lefty at 24. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And he's going to look the runner back to second. Fire over to first. And that's the second out of the ball game here. Now there's 2 down. Simmons still down at second for Bob Serve. And Bob Serve's having one hell of a start to the year, folks. Batting .429. He's got 3 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Bob strikes out. But not until the A's score 2 here in the top of the first. It's and the Tigers due up. Cobb, K-Line, and Beck due up here. And Ty Cobb's batting .359. 2 homers and 80 RBIs going up against Jack Combs. He's been roughed up a little bit. This is his 4th start. He's 0-1 with a lofty 11.08 ERA. See if he can hold this 2-run lead here. Here's the pitch to Cobb. And that's going to be against the righty at 24. And that's going to be a base hit and infield hit for Cobb. He's standing down in first. And Bobby Beck is up. And they're going to do a little hit and run here with Ty Cobb down there at first. So here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. And Cobb gets back. That'll be out number 1. And Cobb's going to try to get in scoring position here for K-Line. He's going to take off and try to steal. That'll be a 22. Yeah, 22. So 44 lower. He's safe. And he's out by a country mile. Nice job by Frankie Hayes. Throws out Cobb. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Al K-Line. K-Line batting .293. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. That'll end the inning. So the leadoff single goes nowhere. We go to the top of the second. It is 2-0 Philadelphia. And Frankie Hayes followed by Bishop and Combs due up here in the second. And Frankie's batting .222 with a homer and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Greenberg. At first, he takes it himself for out number 1. And Max Bishop grabs the bat and comes up to the plate now. Bishop batting a .191 with a homer and 3 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one. Max is going to get a base hit here with 1 out. And that ball is hit into right field. And that's another double for the A's. Max Bishop down at second with 1 out. And Jack Combs, can he add to this 2-0 lead? He is 0 for 3 on the year. And he's going to be 0 for 4. That's a ground ball down the first. Runner will get down the third as Hank grabs it, tosses it over to Hal, covering. So now there's 2 outs, a runner down at third for Galloway. See if Chick can deliver here and make this a 3-0 lead. Chick grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be against the lefty, 17. And that is going to be a base hit in the left field. And that makes it a 3-0 ball game, folks. Galloway's now down at first with 2 outs. And home run Baker's up. And here's the pitch to Baker. He reached on an error and came around to score back in the first. And that's going to be that's going to be a line drive right back to the, nope, that's going to be a pop-up. What's it going to be? That's going to be a ground ball. We'll get it right. It's going to be a swing and a miss strikeout. Get it right. He got that K. He strikes him out, but not until the A's score another and take a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the second. Greenberg, Gehringer, and Boone do up. Hank, he's batting .218. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be an easy ground ball down to Galloway. He's up with it. He fires over the first for out number 1. And Charlie Gehringer's up now. And Charlie, he's batting .231, no homers and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. That is going to be a ground ball, I think. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Miller makes the catch for out number 2. And Mr. Boone's up now. And Ray is batting .278. And he's got 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Boone out. That ends the second. To the top of the third we go. We got the big boys due up here. Fox, Simmons, and Miller. And Jimmy Fox doubled and drove in a run and came around the score back in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second for out number 1. And Al Simmons comes to the plate now. Simmons doubled and drove in a run back in the first. And that's going to be against the 10. That is going to be a fly ball out to center field. Beck makes a nice play out there. Robs Al of a hit. And you can see Detroit's upcoming schedule. They stay home here and play 2 games against Boston. And the Indians come to town, play 2 against them, and then the Yankees come to town. That should be a great matchup, that Detroit-Yankees series. It might even be a battle for first place. And Miller's due up now, batting .216. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out. And that's going to be a fly out, and Beck makes the catch. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. To the bottom of the third we go. It's 3-0 Phillies. Phillies A's. And Harvey's going to be up, followed by Blasser and Newhouser. And Coons batting .231 with no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So the Tigers get the leadoff batter aboard here in the third. And John Blasser's up now. And they're going to do a little hit and run, try to stay out of double play. And that's going to be hit down the third. 46 and a 5. Should be fielding column number 2 up there. That is still fielding column number 1. And that keeps him out of the double play. Then he play for Baker as a throw over to first. Now you got a runner down at second. And 1 out. And Newhouser's up. And Hal's batting .125. He's got a homer, folks, and 3 RBIs. You can't groove one to Hal. And that's a swing and a miss, and Combs doesn't groove one. That's his second strikeout of the game. And that brings up Ty Cobb with the runner still down at second, and now 2 outs. Cobb singled and got caught stealing his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Cobb walks on down to first. I'm sorry, that's not a base on ball. I looked at that wrong. Let's go back here. Let's go back. Against the righty. That'll be a 24. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Nice play out there by Simmons. He makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. And the Tigers ran one. To the top of the fourth we go. We got serve, followed by Hayes and Bishop. Let's see if Bob can get a board here in the fourth. He struck out his first time up. And not this time. He blasts this one, folks. That ball is hit down the third baseline. And that's going to be a double for Bob Serve. He keeps up his great hitting performance here in the beginning of the year. Anybody watches the channel knows I like me some Bob Serve. So Bob's down at second with nobody out for Frankie Hayes. Hayes, he grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right. With Bob's speed, he's going to stay put for out number 1. Now you got Max up. Bishop, he doubled and came around to score his first time up. And that's going to be a, excuse me, a 20. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. 52 and an 8. And that is going to be fielding column 3. And that's going to get the runner down the third. Harvey's up with it, fires over to first, but the runner will get down to third now with 2 outs. It's up to Jack Combs to deliver here with the runner 90 feet away. Jack, he grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out. And the A's strand Bob down at third. To the bottom of the fourth we go. We got Beck, K-Line, and Greenberg due up. And Bobby's 0 for 1. He flew out the left his first time up. And not this time, folks. Beck gets a hold of this one, squares this one up. And that ball is driven into the gap in left field. And that's going to be a triple, folks. So we got a runner down at third now and nobody out. And with a 3-run lead, the A's will play back and look for an out. They'll give up a run in exchange for an out. K-Line flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be popped up in the shallow center field. And let's see here. Simmons has got a good arm out there. 42 should be fielding column 1 with a 3. And it is. And let's see, we're going to have to re-roll a dice here. 5. That'll be a 45. I think they're going to send him. A 24. That's a 46 or lower. And he's barely in there. And Frankie Hayes is jumping up and down. But they say that he made it underneath the tag, folks. And it's a 3-1 ball game. K-Line with a sacrifice fly. That brings up Hank Greenberg now with nobody on and 1 out. And Frankie Hayes has to be settled down, folks. He is livid. Swears he put the tag on him. Hank Greenberg's up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out the short. And that's going to be a ground ball down the double X at first for out number 2. And that brings up Charlie Gehringer now. 2 outs and the base is empty. Charlie flew out to right his first time up. And that's going to be a pop up down the second. Bishop makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. But the sacrifice fly scores 1. It's a 3-1 game as we go to the 5th. Top of the 5th and the top of the order due up here. You've got Galloway, Baker, and Fox. As you can see, Detroit's up. We already talked about Detroit's upcoming schedule. And Chick is 1 for 2. He has an RBI single back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out the K line and right for out number 1. And Baker's up now. Frank is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error and came around the score and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Greenberg at first for out number 2. It's up to Jimmy Fox here to do something in the 5th. Try to get that run back. And Jimmy's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Nice piece of hitting by double X. And with 2 outs, he's aboard for Al Simmons. And Simmons has doubled in this game and drove in a run. See if he can do something here with Fox at first. And that's going to be against a 10. And that is going to be a fly ball in the left field. Cobb makes the catch for out number 3. So the A's 3-1. We get to the bottom of the 5th. It's still a 2-run lead for them. And we got Boone, Kuhn, and Blasser due up here. And Ray is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that's going to be an E6 for Galloway. Not what you want. That brings the time run to the plate, and Harvey Kuhn. A's are looking for the old ground ball double play. Harvey's 1 for 1. He singled back in the 3rd. And that might be a double play. Get down to Baker. 52. Yeah, that's going to be a round the horn double play, folks. That's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. Nice job down there by Baker. Erases that. Now there's nobody on and 2 outs for Blasser. And Johnny is 0 for 1. He grounded out the 3rd his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bishop. That'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th with a 3-1 ball game for the A's. They got Miller due up. Followed by Serve and Hayes. Bing's 0 for 2, grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short for out number 1. Bob Serve up now. And Bob, he doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. And that's going to be a 18. There's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Vic calls for it and makes the catch. 2 down. And Hayes is up now. And you get aboard here with 2 outs. He's 0 for 2, grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be another fly ball. This one out the center. And that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes the A's. To the bottom of the 6th we go. We got NEWHOUSER due up, followed by the top of the order in Cobb and Beck. And the A's upcoming schedule, they stay on the road. They'll go to D.C. and take on the Senators. And then after 2 games there, they go to Chicago to take on the White Sox. And after 2 games there, they head to Baltimore. And NEWHOUSER struck out his first time up. Not this time, folks. He gets this one. And a 24. And that's a nice shot in the right field. But Miller, having played perfectly, makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1. Here comes Ty Cobb up now. He's 1 for 2. Singled and flown out. And that'll be another fly ball out to right field, and another nice play by Miller. 2 fly balls to Miller, 2 outs, and it's up to Beck. And Bobby's 1 for 2. He tripled and came around to score the only run for the Tigers. And that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate. Nice play by Frankie Hayes. He gets out of it. Behind the plate, fires over to first for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers. Into the top of the 7th we go with Bishop, Combs, and then back to the top with Galloway. Max is 1 for 2, doubled back in the first and came back in the second and came around to score. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second for out number 1. And Mr. Combs grabs the bat and comes up. Jack's 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And that'll be 2 quick outs here in the top of the 7th. Let's see if Galloway can get aboard here. Chick's 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the second. And that's going to be against the 17. And that is going to be an infield hit. Galloway singles here. And just like that, with 2 outs, got a runner down at first. A 3-1 ball game. So now you got Baker up to the plate. And Frank's 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and came around to score in the first. And that's going to be a base on balls. He walks Baker. And Hound's getting a little tired out there, it looks like. See if he can make it through this inning. You got double X up now with runners on first and second. Let's see if Hal can get through here. And Jimmy's having a whale of a game. He's 2 for 3. He has an RBI double and a single back in the 5th. And that's going to be a 20 and a 7. And that is going to be a base hit in the left field. And with 2 outs, Galloway's going to score with no throw. The question is, no, Baker's going to stop at second. That's an RBI single. And still first and second. And that might be it for NEWHOUSER. Let's see here. I think it is going to be it for him. So we're going to have a new pitcher coming in the game. And I think it's going to be Earl Wiltie. Yeah, that's who's going to be it. It's going to come into the game. And that'll be it for Hal. So he goes 7, not quite 7 innings. Let's see here as Ed comes in the game. And this is Ed's 8th appearance. He's 1-1 with a 3.68 ERA. Trying to get the last out here in the 7th. Simmons is up. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double back in the first. He's flown out twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Gehringer at second. Might be a line drive down there. Yep, that's a pop-up down there. And that'll be out number 3. But the A's score 1 and make it a 3-run game as we go to the 7th inning stretch. And scores 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Tigers do got the big boys coming up. Kaline, Greenberg, and Gehringer. Try to get back in this game. All righty, Al Kaline's 0 for 1. Got a sacrifice fly, and he's flown out the right. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? And against a 25. Off the wall. Al Kaline thought he had a homer, folks. These pitchers are keeping the ball just off the sweet spot. Kaline just misses one. And he's got a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 7th. And Hank Greenberg's up now. Let's make sure. Wait a second. I had the wrong chart up here. Let's go back here. Still going to be a 25. Yep, and it is. It's off the wall. So Greenberg's up. And Hank is 0 for 2. He is grounded out twice. And that's going to be another ground ball down the 2nd. And that should get the runner over the 3rd. 51 and 8. And that's still fielding column 1. Yep, and that'll get the runner down the 3rd. And with a 3-run lead, they're going to play back. They'll give out the run for an out here. Charlie's 0 for 2. He's flown out and popped up. And that's going to be a base on balls. That'll set up the double play, though. And that's what the A's are going to do. They're going to get in the double play depth. Ray Boone's up. If you've been watching these Tigers, Ray Boone has been a hitting machine. Let's take a look here. He has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game hitting streak where he's hit 1, 2, 3, 4 5 homers and 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles. So he's been a hitting machine, but he's 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and reached on an error. One swing of a bat, and this is a tie ball game by Boone. And no, not this time. That's going to be a base on ball. So Combs walks, the base is loaded. And now you got Harvey Kuhn, and that's going to get the bullpen up for the A's. Don't want to blow this game, folks. Now you got Harvey up, bases juiced. Again, the A's looking for that ground ball double play to get out of this. Harvey is 1 for 2. He singled, but he did hit into a double play back in the 5th, the old 5-4-3 double play. Here's the pitch to Harvey. And that is going to be another base on balls. He walks in a run, folks. And they go out and talk to Jack. Now you got Johnny Blasser up. Base is still juiced. And the tying runs down at 2nd now. Here's the pitch to Johnny. And that is going to be a ground ball down the short. Let's see here. They can turn 2 on this. Yes, they can. That is going to be the old 6-4-3 double play. Nice play by Chick down there. And that'll get them out of the inning. But they do get that run back and make it a 2-run game as we go to the 8th. And Ed's going to face Miller, Serve, and Hayes. And Bing is 0 for 3, grounded out, flown out, and popped up. And that's going to be against the righty. 14. That'll be a 16. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field for out number 1. And now Bob serves up. As you can see, the team comparisons. The A's are 5-11, batting .247, a .321 on base percentage, .464 slugging, and a .785 OPS. And the Tigers are 10-5, batting .244 with a .338 on base, slugging a .443, and an OPS of .781. Bob's 1 for 3. He's doubled in this game, folks. And he does more than that this time. That ball is high. That ball is going. Kiss it goodbye. Bob serve gets the run right back for the A's and increases the lead to 5-3. Bob serve is a hit machine here, folks. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love Bob serve. So now 1 out and nobody on for Frankie Hayes in a 5-2 ball game. Hayes is 0 for 3. He is grounded out and flown out twice. And that's going to be another fly ball. This one out the center. And Beck makes the catch. Now there's 2 outs for Mr. Bishop. Max is 1 for 3. He doubled and came around to score back in the second. And that's going to be a base on balls. Max trots on down the first with 2 outs. See if Jack Combs can get his first hit of the year here, folks. Jack is 0 for 6 on the season. Struck out 3 times. He is 0 for 3 today. He has grounded out twice and struck out. And he's going to strike out for the second time today to end the inning. But Bob serve makes it a 5-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And we got a pitch hitter here for Ed. Then back to the top of the order. See, he's going to come off the bench here. And it looks like it's going to be Mr. Crawford's going to come off the bench. So Sam Crawford comes off the bench to lead off this 8th inning here. And now the Tigers are trailing by 3. And Sam is 0 for 2 on the year. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be his first base hit of the season, folks. A leadoff single. And Jack Combs gives up a base hit right away here in the 8th. And back to the top of the order we go and Ty Cobb. And Cobb is 1 for 3 today. He has singled and flown out twice. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a, is he an HB0? Nope, that's a hit by pitch. And Jack Combs is starting to lose control here, folks. A hit by pitch. And now comes to the plate and Bobby Beck. And that's going to get the bullpen up in a hurry here. Let's see, you got Vic, the lefty, up. And I think Ed Plank's going to come in here and pitch to Beck. I don't know. Jack Combs talks me out of it. Says, let me go, coach. I got this. So it's just a 5-hitter. So Bobby Beck's going to stay in the game also. He's 1 for 3 with a triple. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center. Simmons makes the catch for out number 1. And now, this is what Jack Combs talked me into, letting him pitch the Al K-line here instead of a lefty pitching the K-line. K-line's 1 for 2. He does have a sacrifice fly in the 4th, and he doubled in the 7th and came around to score. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. 36 and an 8. Fielding column 1. Yes, it is. Nope. 36 and an 8 is going to be fielding column 2. And that's going to be a double play. That's That's going to be the F versus safe at second. So Cobb's going to be safe at second. That's just going to be the old 6-3 put out as Cobb beats the throw. So now there's 2 outs with runners on first and third for Hank Greenberg. And Hank's 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times. And that's going to be a righty at 25. And that's going to be popped up down the second. And Bishop waits for it out in shallow right field. And that'll end the threat. And the Tigers strand 2. We go to the top of the 9th. It's a 3-run lead here for the A's. And see who's going to come out of the bullpen to pitch for the Tigers. And I think it's going to be Frank Lowry. He's going to pitch here. Yeah, Frank's going to come out and pitch. Try to keep it a 3-run game. And Frank, this is his 5th appearance. He's 0-1 with a save with a 3 ERA. He's got the top of the order due up here. Galloway, Baker, and Fox. Chick's having a good game. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI. He's got that batting average up to 421, folks. He singled back in the 2nd and the 7th. And he's going to single again, folks. That's a single in the right field. And K-Line gets over, holds him to that. Throws the ball in quickly. That brings up Mr. Baker here. He's 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and score, and he's walked. And that's going to be a fly ball out to K-Line. This time he's got to it. Makes the catch for out number 1. See if Jimmy Fox can give Combs a little more insurance here. Fox is having a whale of a game. 3 for 4. He's got a double, an RBI double, 2 singles, and an RBI on that. And not this time, folks. That's going to be popped up down the short. Harvey makes the catch for out number 2. So it's up to Mr. Simmons to do something with Galloway down at first. And Al is 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And that's going to be against a 5. That might be a single, folks. Yep, that's going to be a single into center field. Sorry, in the left field. And now you got 2 on with 2 outs for Bing Miller. And Bing is 0 for 4 today. He has grounded out, flown out, and popped up. And that's going to be it's the righty, 15 and a 9. And that's going to be another hit. This one in the left field. And the runner is going to score. Galloway will. And Simmons will get the third. So that's an RBI single. And now we got runners on the corner, folks. So now it's 1st and 3rd. And Miller makes it a 6-2 ball game. And Bob Serves having a whale of a season so far and a whale of a game. 2 for 4 with a double and a homer. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's going to be against the righty, 16, and 1st and 3rd, 9 on a 16, and that's going to be a single in the left field, and that'll score Simmons, and Miller will stop at second, and the A's are piling it on here in the 9th. It's a 7-2 ball game. And Frankie Hayes is up now with first and second. And Laurie can't get that all elusive third out. Frankie's 0 for 4. He's grounded out and flown out the center twice and right. And that'll end the inning, folks. That's going to be a ground ball down the second. Charlie's got it. Goes the short way to short. And that'll do it. But the A's scored 2, make it a 7-2 ball game. And I'll be right back. I got to do something here real. Sorry about that. We're back. And we're at the bottom of the ninth. As Ken Castro joins us. Yeah, the A's might actually get a win here. Is right, Ken. Holmes is trying to go the distance. He's got himself a 5-run lead now with that top of the ninth 2-run rally. He's facing Gehringer, Boone, and Kuhn. Charlie's 0 for 2. He walked back in the 7th. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. Galloway makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 down here in the 9th. And up to the plate now steps Mr. Boone. Boone is 0 for 2. He's got this, what did I say, 7-game hitting streak on the line? I think that's what it is. I believe it's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Yeah, right there it is on the screen. Look at that. Boone's 7-game hitting streak. So it's up to Booney here. And he's not going to do it, folks. That's an easy grounder down the Chick. He fires over the Fox for out number 2. And the Tigers are down to the last out. And Harvey's up. He's 1 for 2 today. He's singled. He's grounded it out. And he has walked and driven in a run back in the 7th when he walked. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Simmons waits for it, camps under it, makes the catch, and that's your ball game, folks. The A's win 7-2. 3 pounders won there. Take a look here at the box score. Old Bob Cerv had one hell of a game, folks. Player of the game. Let's take a look at this. A's 7 runs on 13 hits and 1 error. The Tigers 2 runs, 5 hits and an error. Chick Galloway was 3 for 5. Jimmy Fox was 3 for 5. Simmons 2 for 5, and Bob Cerv 3 for 5 with a homer and a double, folks. Yeah. And the A's finally start hitting with runners in scoring position. 6 for 13. Still left 9 men on base. And the Tigers just couldn't put nothing together here. They were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And only left 5 men on base. Jack Holmes goes to 1-1, goes the distance, a 5-hitter, gives up 2 runs, 3 walks, and struck out 2. Hal NEWHOUSER drops to 2-1, 6 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, walked 1 and struck out 3. And the bullpen sure didn't do a very good job for the Tigers. Ed Wiltie, 1 1/3, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and gave up the homer to Bob Cerv. Lowry, 1 inning, 4 hits, 2 runs. Take a look here at the at the standings and the leaderboard. And the Yankees are a game up on the Tigers and Indians. Senators are 3 games back. White Sox 3.5. The Red Sox 4.5. And the A's and Orioles are tied 5.5 games back with a 6-11 record. You got Lou Gehrig leading the American League with a .429 batting average. And he has also got 9 homers. Him and Babe Ruth are tied for the lead in that. And Ted Williams is 20 RBIs. And Bob Shockey's leading the American League with a .4 ERA. You got 3 pitchers tied with 3 wins, and Joe Page with 5 saves on the year. And Lou Gehrig's leading in the MVP voting. And Ed Welsh is leading in the Best Pitcher Award. Let's see what the next game on the channel is going to be. It'll be in a National League game. Let's see what we got here. And it's going to be the Braves against Ken's Phillies. Rudolph against Moore, it looks like. See how many game series this is, Ken. 1, 2, 3. 3-game series, Ken, against these Phillies. Let's take a look at the standings in the National League here. So you got the Braves 3 games back and the Phillies a half a game back of the stinking Dodgers. Braves are 1 game under 500 and the Phillies are 4 games over. The Phillies are on a 6-game winning streak. The Braves are on a 3-game losing streak coming into this series. See what happens here in Philadelphia. back-to-back Philadelphia games here. Actually, I think the last games on the channel was the Phillies before that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it was the Phillies against the Reds. Yep. So we've got a little bit of Philadelphia going on here. We got the Phillies playing the Reds, and then we had the A's playing the Tigers, and then we're going to have the Phillies playing the Braves. I want to thank Ken Castro for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Hit that bell so you know what's coming up on the channel. Till next time, y'all have a great day, and y'all take care.